Ernie Johnson welcoming you to the NBA on 2K Sports. I'm here with Shaq and the Jet. Moments away, it'll be the Chicago Bulls going up against the Miami Heat. For the Heat, they're looking to come out strong and make their mark early. They have to look at this game as a great opportunity to do just that. And Jimmy Butler, the 30th pick out of Marquette back in 2011. Every season he's improved, and Shaq made a huge jump last year, didn't he?
Last year he won the Most Improved Player award. You know, he showed me he can get it done in the mid-range, around the rim, on the defensive end. He stepped up.
Yeah, that was a career year for him, all across the board. You know, he averaged 19 points, 3 assists, and he's still got plenty of room to develop, Ernie, because, he just touched the surface of how good he can actually be.
That's what I was going to say. You put those numbers up in that year and get everybody's attention, and you're an all-star. What do you expect this time around?
Well, now the defenses know you, so you have to change some things and add some things as well. So it's going to be an interesting year for Jimmy Butler. I think, though, that this kid is ready for stardom.
Just about ready to tip this thing off. Let's get it down to Kevin Harlan.
On the road and hungry for a win against an Eastern Conference rival, the Miami Heat are ready for this thing to get started. At the United Center, Chicago fans are cheering for their Bulls. We're all set to bring you NBA action. This is Kevin Harlan. Joining me, Clark Kellogg, Greg Anthony, and courtside Doris Burke.
It's been a nice clean game, huh?
And so the tip-off, it's Miami. All fueled up and ready to go. Brought to you by Gatorade. Let's check out who's on the floor. On the floor for Miami, the big men are Bosh and Whiteside. Dragic is out there with Richardson. And it's Winslow in at the 3. Well, a scary moment for Chris Bosh last year. He had to be shut down, Greg, as we all know, for the season after a blood clot was found in his lung.
And Kevin, it really puts basketball in perspective. I mean, it happened right after the trade deadline, and obviously a huge blow to the Heat in terms of their push for the postseason. But fortunately, it looks like he's going to make a full recovery and have a huge impact this season.
Here's Whiteside, and that's good. And it's Dragic with the assist.
Love the work there. They got the most out of that possession.
Bulls have gone 0 of 3 from the field to start the game. Rondo kicks to Lopez. Rondo against Dragic. Teardrop shot. That's good.
The Heat never really came back after losing Bosh. His presence on both ends of the floor is hard to replace, and they missed him a bunch.
Now here's Bosh. Richardson with it. First 1:30 gone here in the first quarter. The layup off target.
Hey guys, I know I speak for everybody. Glad to see Chris Bosh back out on the floor. I mean, blood clots can be a very scary thing for anyone. And I think everyone is happy he's been able to make a full recovery.
6 to shoot. Here's Mirotic. And it falls over the rim and in.
Rondo, a master at setting up teammates.
The Heat have gone 2 of 3 here to start out the game. Here's Whiteside, and that one is hammered home.
Boy, I really love the way Dragic spreads that ball around.
Chicago with the ball. They trail by 3. Rondo dishes to Butler. Kicks it to Mirotic. Good ball movement here by the Bulls. And it's Wade penetrating. That one's in, his first bucket of the game. He's 1 for 2.
Oh, that is just weak defense there. I'm pretty sure that was not the plan to give him those kind of baskets at the hoop.
Got that one up quick. 6 points for Chris Bosh.
You're going to have success when you can start out shooting 80% from the game. So early offensively, they've been great. That's the way you like to start.
The shot by Butler, nobody around. And it's Chicago scoring again.
Well, that's one way he can finish, but far from the only way he gets it done. He's got all kinds of tricks up his sleeve.
Right side a screen. Dishes to Dragic. Outside Bosh. Outside Dragic. Wants to get it back to Whiteside and does. That's in, coming off an assist from Dragic. Dragic has got his 5th assist in this one. And here's Rondo. Wade drives in. Good.
And a really good way to start the game. He's a guy who, if he gets it going early, he's going to give you problems.
Dragic kicks to Whiteside. Back to Dragic. Whiteside, a screen on Rondo. Off the pick. Pass on Whiteside again. Whiteside's got 8.
Perfect screen there. Set him up with a terrific look.
Yeah, I like the fact that the setup was good, the screen was solid, but you also have to look at the fact that the defender didn't do his job as well as he could have.
Now, here's Wade. And it's denied. Lopez passes to Butler. Clock at 4. Goes back up. Chris Bosh with the rebound.
The shot's there for him, and he's got to take it. I don't care if he doesn't convert. That's a shot he has to continue to take.
Now, here's Dragic. Still getting warmed up offensively. No buckets yet in the game for him. And slammed in by Whiteside.
Boy, he threw out some punishment with that two-hand throwdown.
And Clark, now's the time to do it. Continue to attack that rim.
Rondo against Dragic. Lets it fly from 18. Lopez, no luck.
High-quality shot. Just a little off there with the release.
And, Greg, that has him S-H-H-ing, shaking his head. Tough miss that time.
Winslow. So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there.
And one thing we know about Justice Winslow, he is great on the big stage. He was amazing in the tournament for Duke a season ago. Got better and better as he helped his school capture the national championship.
Shooting 2. Shooting 2.
That's good from Winslow. With Winslow, it's all about improvement and being great on the big stage. I think he can do that, Greg. You talked about, what he did in that national championship run. Clark, he was a fantastic foundation to begin with.
Yeah, you know what? He's not got many holes in his game. Solid at the defensive end, can score a lot of ways, puts his hands on winning at both ends of the floor.
And that's good as he hits both of his shots. For a franchise that had so much success under his tenure, there was sure a lot of friction with Tom Thibodeau, and the Bulls front office surprised a lot of people, I know, including yourself.
Yeah, it's not something that you see often, a winning coach at odds with his GM and president. With how often their differences came up, though, you knew something was afoot.
And with Thibs, he did end up getting fired from the Bulls this past season. Some saw it coming, but still, I think surprising given the level of success he had. His imprint is all over this Bulls team and the way they approach the game.
Now, here's Richardson. Quiet so far offensively, searching for his first points of the game. Dragic against Rondo. Whiteside sets the pick for Dragic. Second chance shot. Rondo with the steal. In transition, here come the Bulls. Wade dishes to Butler. Baseline J on the way. Bosh grabs the miss.
And when you look at how Thibs got fired, there are a lot of reasons why a coach can be let go. He didn't have any performance issues, but apparently clashed in some form or fashion with the front office. Sometimes that's all it takes to be asked to go somewhere else.
Now here's Bosh. He's now 2 for 3 with that miss.
Just doing the job on the backboard.
They sure are. I mean, they've done a terrific job carving out space under the basket and then pursuing the ball. You know, it's one thing to box out, but you've got to pursue the ball if you're going to get rebounds. And they look strong here in the early going.
That's good.
D-Wade with an excellent pass there.
Well, one thing that you can always say about Dwayne Wade is that he is at his best when the game is on the line. He truly lives for the big moments.
He does, and Wade has been in so many of those big moments over the course of his career. 5 trips to the NBA Finals, and he really does thrive under pressure.
Gibson's checked in for Robin Lopez. Heat also with the sub. Stoudemire's checked in. And so here is Miami. 3-point lead.
And for Wade, when it comes to being clutch, a lot of it is experience. I mean, it's not just during the playoffs. He knows when to step up in the fourth quarter during the regular season. Very productive in the fourth quarter from a scoring standpoint.
Now here's Rondo. Justice Winslow missing his last shot. Rondo kicks to Butler. Butler missing again.
His touch has disappeared on him this quarter. He just hasn't been able to get it going.
Dragic the pass to Stoudemire. Feeds it to Bosh. Puts it up from 7, and he gets the bucket. Bosh has got 8 points.
Wade averaged 7 points in the fourth quarter of last season. That was 3rd most in the NBA. A big part of it is how he can create his own shot. When the game is on the line, you want him on the floor with the ball in hand.
Here's Butler following the basket by Chris Bosh. The shot by Wade wide open. The shot's good on the assist by Butler.
You know, he's always thinking. That's what I like about him. Spotted the open man and immediately changed out of his shot and gave it up.
Bosh, no one around him. And again, Miami with the triple.
Everything going according to the script for them offensively so far.
Clark, shots be falling. That's for sure. They're scoring with a tremendous amount of confidence.
You went straight playground old school there, partner.
Shots good by Gibson.
You know, that part of the floor, guys, is more or less his real sweet spot, right in his wheelhouse.
The dish to Bosh. Here's Winslow. And it's Chicago with the rebound. Stoudemire against Butler. Mirotic, a screen on Stoudemire. Mirotic has a wide open look. Can't make good off the screen. Miami leading by 4. Outside Dragic. And there's the whistle. Fouled hard on the shot. He'll go to the line. It's going to go on Nikola Mirotic.
And it was a very public falling out between Goran Dragic and the Suns front office. That was a real tense few weeks there before ultimately he was traded.
The Heat have gone 2 for 2 in the game at the line.
And 74% has been the mark for them on the season thus far.
Yeah, it's been a very frustrating season for them in that regard, guys.
That free throw, no good. And, of course, Dragic was traded to Miami last season, said he felt betrayed by the Suns front office, which spurred him wanting out of Phoenix and to South Florida.
Yeah, you know what? We'll never know the whole truth about that situation, but Dragic said they told him one thing with personnel and did something else.
Good on the second free throw. And one of Goran Dragic's greatest traits, Greg, excelling in the open court. High-energy point guard, a lot like you, speed to burn, very smart guy, coveted by many.
He really is. And, Kevin, he transitions from defense to offense as quickly as anyone in the league, a la Tony Parker, except he's also equally adept at facilitating for others and spotting up for the three, or just taking it to the rack himself.
Here's Bosch. Jose Calderon making his last shot. And that one's good. And that's 13 points for Chris Bosch.
He's looking pretty confident out there. I mean, 5 of 7 so far from the field. He's feeling it.
To the middle. Here's Portis. The shot's good on the assist by Calderon.
And, you know, back to Goran Dragic, many of his transition opportunities start with his aggressive defense. Very active with his hands, has the instincts to jump passing lanes, the long arms, to pick off passes. Suddenly, when he gets a steal, he's off and running.
And Miami has possession after Chicago picking up a basket just moments ago. The drive by Green. Pocket 2. Rebound by the Bulls.
That's exactly how you have to defend him. He's a guy that the D needs to be aware of at all times. And talking about Goran Dragic, the one thing he has to be careful with is being over-aggressive on D. Reaching for steals makes you susceptible to blow-bys and escape dribbles, and that can lead to uncontested layups and dunks for your opponent.
Here's Dragic following the score by Taj Gibson, and he gets it to go. 16 points for Chris Bosch.
There's a chance he could have a big game if they don't D him up more tightly on the perimeter.
Calderon dishes to Wade. And there's the feed to Gibson. Excellent D there from Stoudemire.
That's an unusual, surprising miss for him. Typically, he's good on those inside.
Left side, Bosch. Trying to find Wright. He's got it now. That's good. Wright's got his first basket.
The number of points they've scored in the paint already today is pretty eye-opening.
It really is, Clark. The defenders need to do a better job of closing those lanes to the hoop.
Now, here's Wade. 6 points for him. He dishes it to Gibson. He feeds it to Calderon. Portis, the pass to Calderon. Josh McRoberts has checked in for Chris Bosch. .41 seconds left to play in the first quarter. There's a screen. Clock at 6. Calderon, that's good.
You can't afford to get him that kind of a look.
Well, you know, he came off a good screen, but still, as a defender, you've got to do a better job of fighting over and through that.
Now, here's Green, looking for his first basket still in this one. Takes the 13-footer, and another basket for Miami.
Wow, you don't see him make plays like that very often. That's a nice move there for the basket.
Here's Wade. And some nice defense there to end the quarter. The basket's coming early and often in the first quarter. Heat out front, up 6. From the United Center in Chicago, back in a moment. And now a chance to hear from Chris Bosch about what it meant to him to become an NBA player, the fulfillment of a lifelong dream.
I was obsessed with the NBA as a kid, and just like I would have died to get in that locker room, you know. So I always have a moment just sitting around and, you know, just not taking things for granted and really taking everything in. And, you know, I couldn't have written the script any better.
What a great cut from Chris Bosh. That's the kind of guy you can't help, Greg, but love for his attitude and ability to be, in touch with that kid he once was. I know you played the same way. Chris Bosh is living the dream like you did and loving it.
That's a great point, Kevin. And I think most of the guys in the league feel that same way. I mean, they may not be able to say it or articulate it as smoothly as Chris does,
sure.
but inside every NBA player is a kid who's still thrilled to wear the uniform and play the game they love.
Now the second quarter getting ready to start up. And guys, let's get your take on the scoring breakdown for the Heat.
They've been making some really nice passes out there. Excellent passing. That could set the tone for the rest of the game.
Yeah, and they've had a great start from beyond the arc as well. The three-point shot seems to be in rhythm.
We've got Robin Lopez. Doug McDermott is out there with Jimmy Butler. That's Rajon Rondo. And it's Calderon in at the 2-guard. That's the Bulls 5 as we get into the second quarter.
I tell you what, he has quite the act to follow, but Fred Hoiberg was a quick choice for the brass in Chicago. Signed that 5-year deal over the summer, was easily one of the most in-demand coaches available.
The drive by Green. That's good. Green's got the lead up to 8 now for the Heat.
Obviously, he knows how to finish with some flair.
Rondo against Dragic. Calderon in the corner. Fires the 3. And it's good, coming on the assist by Rajon Rondo. Calderon's got 9. Greg, for Hoiberg, it's his first job as an NBA head coach. Now, we know he played. He's been a part of an NBA front office. Clark, he came from Iowa State, where he honed his coaching skills and was highly respected.
Yeah, very much respected, particularly as an offensive coach. And we know the Bulls are pretty solid defensively, and he'll be looking to ramp up that offensive approach for that team, and I think he will.
Here's McDermott after the made shot from Goran Dragic to the middle, stolen by Winslow. Dragic against Calderon. Dragic kicks to Green. The 17-footer. They get it back. Bulls trail by 7. And here in the second quarter of action with a hair under 2.5 minutes played so far. And he gets the bucket.
Boy, such outstanding patience and decision-making for them offensively.
Absolutely. Their ball movement has been outstanding, and they're piling up the assists.
Jimmy Butler is one of those guys who had to overcome major odds just to get to the NBA. Reportedly, his father abandoned the family when Jimmy was an infant. Mom kicked Jimmy out when he was 13. The obstacles and adversity go on, yet he's made it and made it big.
Chicago making a switch here. Mirotic is checked in. And then for Miami, Chris Bosh is checked in for Josh McRoberts. And it's Richardson in for Gerald Green. Richardson kicks to Winslow. Just 5 on the clock. Heat moving the ball around. Shot from 12. It's good. Now he's shooting 6 for 7. And going back to Jimmy Butler, there were just so many times when he was set up to fail. He was not heavily recruited out of high school. He was even homeless when he was in high school in the Houston area. Went to a junior college, then Marquette, now in the NBA. So he played his freshman year at a junior college, which I think humbled him just a bit, but maybe gave him that work ethic that is so much, Greg, a part of his game now.
And Kevin, the talent was there, and most of all, as we see how he dealt with adversity, the heart was there. He blocked out the distractions and finally transferred to a major college and worked his way into becoming a first-round pick.
Closing in on 4 minutes played here in the second quarter. Blindside dishes to Winslow. And Rondo sends it back. Now Calderon. He's got 9. Butler passes to Mirotic. Low block shot. And Whiteside sends it back.
It just hasn't been a very good day for him, guys. They need him to start burying some of those.
Rondo against Dragic. Whiteside. And he was fouled in the act of shooting. Chance here now for a three-point play.
These defenders look overmatched right now, especially inside.
Well, they've given up 10 of the last 12 points from close range. So I'd have to agree with you, partner.
And Hassan Whiteside of Miami had the breakout year of all breakout years. Clark, he blew up in the right way last season. Averaged a double-double over 48 games.
Yeah, and great to see for Whiteside because he did have some issues prior to the breakout year, and it's nice to see him find his stride and produce with that awesome talent he had.
Now here's Calderon. Elbow shot. That's in, and the Miami lead is cut down to just 6 points, and the bucket from Lopez.
Well, he knew how many inches he had over the guy. I mean, let's face it, good decision to just rise up and take the jump shot.
Whiteside sets the pick for Dragic. Back to Whiteside. Outside Dragic. Deflects the pass and stolen by Butler. Calderon kicks to Lopez. Here's Mirotic. And lots of contact there. Missing the shot. He'll shoot 2.
And talking about Whiteside, he isn't completely out of the woods yet. I mean, after a couple of ejections last season, his teammates publicly condemned his actions. They questioned his maturity, challenged him to be more reliable, and for the most part, he was after those incidents.
That free throw missing.
And you know, the thing about Whiteside, guys, when he's right, he's an unbelievable game changer. Second in the league in blocked shots last season. Also posted the second best field goal percentage. The guy can play if he keeps his head squarely on his neck.
He hits the second from the line. Well, what a season it was for Mirotic last year. Came on stronger for the Chicago Bulls. Continued to improve, effective in the playoffs. Really a joy to watch in his first year.
And interesting, so much hype going into the season was about Dougie McDermott.
Yes.
Whether or not he was going to be in the running for Rookie of the Year. It ended up being Mirotic. Most years, he could have walked away with that award.
No good from the wing.
Oh, tight defense being played right there. Got right up on him and forced the miss.
Textbook work. Close enough to bother the shot. Good challenge, but disciplined enough to avoid too much contact. Take a look at what Hassan Whiteside's done. 15 points and a block.
No idea we'd see a performance like this one today.
The only way to describe it in my vocabulary is dominant. For Mirotic, he was most valuable late in games, guys. From March on, he led the league in fourth quarter points per game.
And for that note about Mirotic, in the fourth, he outscored LeBron and Westbrook that month. That's impressive for any player, much less a rookie.
And both free throws good from Whiteside. The Miami Heat came up short last season in hopes of getting back to the playoffs. Clark, their road record didn't help them much.
Yeah, 17-24. I don't think you can be that far under 500 on the road and hope to play in the postseason.
And the Bulls making a change here. Gibson's checked in. The Heat leading by 7. Now here's Dragic. Outside Bosch. Right side a screen. Bosch kicks to Dragic. Easy layup after coming off the pick. Dragic has got 4 points in the quarter.
And how about for the Heat having the best road record of any team that didn't make the postseason in the East? But as you said, struggling on the road will sink a team battling for a playoff spot.
Now here's Dragic. Calderon unable to get his shot to go. It's Dragic with the drive. Kicks it out to Richardson. From downtown, no good. And Chicago will go the other way with the ball. Rondo against Richardson. Three-pointer, Butler. And it's Miami with the rebound. Winslow's got his third rebound tonight.
You know, one final note, guys, on the Heat and their road losses. They ended up going only 2-8 in their last 10 road games of the year. That was a big part of how they fell out of the 8th playoff seed.
Bulls made the postseason for the 10th time in their last 11 seasons last year. They have become a fixture, Greg, in the playoffs in the East.
And how about last season, Kevin, had that interdivision matchup in their first round against the up-and-coming Bucks. Some hiccups form in that series, but they were able to prevail.
And so he hits the technical free throw.
Boy, in that playoff series against the Bucks, the Bulls looked like they were primed for an upset as they started slowly, eventually pulled it together, and came in as the underdogs against the Cavs.
Portis, he's checked in for Chicago. Wade comes in for Rajon Rondo. And then for Miami, Stoudemire comes in for Hassan Whiteside. And it's Wright in for Winslow. Now here's Dragic. 10-point lead. This is their biggest. Shot clock at 3. And there's the foul. It goes on Taj Gibson. That is his first foul of the game. Dragic with a wide open look.
He just has not been able to get into that groove yet, guys, but as a whole, it hasn't affected them too much.
Wade passes to Portis. Back to Wade. Six on the shot clock. Butler on the wing. Shoots from the baseline.
That's something they need to do more of. Get after it on the glass. Go get those boards.
Clark, it wouldn't hurt. Some extra possessions would definitely help narrow the gap and maybe swing the momentum.
Oh, and a fast break for the Bulls. Calderon leading the charge. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up and 2 shots coming up.
And the Cavs knocked out the Bulls in 6 games. Bulls went up 2-1 in the series, but didn't have an answer for LeBron. Strong effort from the Bulls, though, but they just couldn't match the firepower of the Cavs.
Dwayne Wade continues, Clark, to change his game as he gets older. I admire the way guys can do that. Their head says one thing, but their body kind of tells them another.
And you have to give in to your body as you age, that's for sure. Used to attack the rim all the time. Now it's mid-range jumper heavy.
He doesn't get the second one.
And for Wade and his change in style, I really felt it was a necessity. Guys his age can't continue to hit the floor as often as he's used to and expect to make it all the way through the season.
Now here's Wright. That's in, coming off an assist from Dragic. And the Heat lead by 11.
It seems that every pass they make is leading to a score here. I mean, that's just exquisite ball movement.
And that's because the ball is looking for the best shot, and it's really paid off for them during the run.
And, you know, in general, back to Wade now. All the greats evolve and add to their games as their careers move forward. The best way to stay relevant in the NBA is by adding to your game and honing your skills.
Miami on defense. Back to Calderon. Passes it to Portis. Bulls moving the ball around. 6 on the shot clock. Gibson dishes to Butler. And good on the basket. Look it. Butler's got his second basket of the game.
Nice pass. He got the ball right into his teammate's shooting pocket. On time and on target.
Dragic kicks to Stoudemire. The pass to Richardson. Bosh, a screen on Wade. Richardson with it. He's been patient so far. Nothing yet on the scoreboard. Bulls trail by 9. There's the pick. Inside. The shot by Wade. That falls. Nice feed this time from Jose Calderon. Calderon's got his 4th assist in this one. And here's Dragic. 5 points in the game. Bosh, that's for 2. Nails the wide open jump shot. Bosh has got 5 points now this quarter.
And when they've gone to him, he has come through big time. You got to keep getting him touches.
Calderon kicks to Gibson. Pass to Wade. The layup off target.
Terrific job that time defending at the rim. I mean, it's not an easy task stopping that fella when he's headed to the bucket like that. Good job.
Now here's Bosh. 21 points in the game. Stoudemire with a screen on Calderon. To the paint, off the pick. And it's laid in by Stoudemire. Stoudemire's got the lead up to 11 now for the Heat.
And an open path to the hoop there. Easy bucket. We've seen that far too many times today.
There's the pick. Jumper off the screen, and it's Gibson, that time on the assist by Wade. 6 points here for Taj Gibson. Calderon against Dragic. Dragic a screen on Gibson. Stoudemire goes in. Dragic left side. And Gibson sends it back. And it goes out of bounds. That one off Gibson. Doug McDermott, he's checked in for Chicago. And then for Miami, Josh McRoberts comes in for Chris Bosh. And it's Green in for Goran Dragic. Here's Richardson. He hasn't yet put up any points in this one.
Tell you what, boy, it's hard to watch when the guy gets good shots and misses. He's missed everything this quarter.
Gibson with the screen on Stoudemire. To the inside. And that one goes in as he is fouled. It'll be 3 points if he converts at the line.
Yeah, he earned that one. I mean, taking the hit and still able to get that one to go down.
Incredible body control right there. Don't know how he was able to get that one to go, but it sure was a thing of beauty to watch.
For Chicago, they have shot 3 of 5 at the foul line. And the free throw, no good.
Boy, they're really battling, guys. Not sitting back, being aggressive, attacking when they have the chance. I like that.
Man, I like their approach to the game right now. There's tremendous aggression on both ends, putting the onus on the officials.
McRoberts. And it's off from three-point range. They can go 2 for 1.
It's about being smart right now.
T-Wade on the wing. A three-pointer off the mark. 8-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Richardson against Calderon. Green, the screen. Richardson kicks to Stoudemire. 5 to shoot. Takes the 12-footer and hits.
Just couldn't get a hand in the face on that one.
That's using what you got. He's got a height advantage, put it to good use there, and got himself a clean look.
Three-pointer, Wade, and it is good at the buzzer. Wow!
That three cut the deficit going into halftime. They're not going away.
And that does it for the first half of play. Heat lead by 6. And now we'll send it down to Doris Burke, who's standing by courtside.
Dwayne, a couple of quick questions for you. What's your attitude right now, and what do you think will be the team's focus for the second half?
Well, I mean, we just want the ball go up. We just got to rebound the ball. We got to get in there as a team, all of us, and rebound the ball. You know, they crash the glass, all of them. But then it's about getting a win. We can play any style, and tonight we just want to figure out how to get a win.
Dwayne, thank you so much. Gentlemen, he likes when they mix it up.
Okay, Doris, much appreciated. And now for halftime. So we'll be back in just a bit to get the third quarter underway.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello again, everybody. Ernie Johnson here, joined by Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. We welcome you to the halftime show on 2K Sports. It was a big-time first quarter from Chris Bosh. He had 21 points, 5 rebounds, and 2 blocks. Kenny, let's start with you. What'd you think about the Heat? How about you, Shaq? What did you think about Chicago?
They got to get more aggressive on the glass. Over the first half, we saw them being schooled down low. You know what I'm going to say, Ernie. Barbecue chicken. If I was coach in the locker room right now, they'd be getting an earful. Extra rebounding. Effort will pay off in other ways. The energy is really where it starts. Something like that, Ernie.
And now, folks, it's just about time for the third quarter to begin. We will see you after the final buzzer.
Welcome back, everybody. The start of the second half getting underway. Both teams battling hard through the first half. You look at Chris Bosh in this game, I mean, he's been everywhere.
Always been a dynamic scorer, and we saw in that first half the entire repertoire on display.
Yeah, he's a hard man to keep down, and so far they haven't found the answer for him. I don't know if there is an answer for him, quite honestly.
Bulls trail by 6. Well, Greg, after a run of 10 playoff trips in 11 years, the Miami Heat missing the postseason last year, they'd end up a game back of the 8th spot.
Yeah, and what's hard for the Heat, Kevin, is that they were in the playoff picture for most of the year, and as the season wore on, they slowly fell out of that top 8.
Here's who Eric Spoelstra is starting the second half with. The big men are Bosh and Whiteside. Richardson is out there with Dragic, and it's Winslow in at the 3 spot.
You know, guys, for the greater part of last season, it appeared as though the Heat were playoff bound. Even with the players they lost, most figured they would be playing postseason basketball.
And one reason why the Heat did come up short in their playoff aspirations, they were very poor against other teams in the playoffs. So only went 15-31 against teams that had made it into the postseason last year.
Now, here's Richardson. He's had some playing time, but no scoring yet from him.
He is on fire from behind the arc.
Yeah, it seems like all of his points are coming from deep, Greg.
Here's Rondo. 6-point game. Lopez outside. Pass to Mirotic. Shot clock at 6. Battles through traffic and lays it in. Mirotic has got 8. A little over a minute gone here in the second half. Dragic the pass to Bosh. He kicks it to Richardson. Dishes it to Winslow. Wants to get it back to Whiteside and does.
Taking it to the rack with power right there.
And hammering down with the two-handed slam.
Just piling on the lead with the dunk like that.
Now here's Rondo. He's got 5. Lopez outside. Back to Rondo. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Here's Mirotic. That one a little long.
They are really getting the work done inside with their rebounding.
The defensive backboard has been controlled. They have not allowed a lot of second chances. It's been about one and done for the most part, and I'm not talking about leaving college.
Yeah, I know you're not. That's a bunch of good rebounding taking place there, boy.
The Heat leading by 6. Kicks to Winslow. Puts up a 3, and he gets the bucket. Winslow's got 5 now.
3 for 3, and that's always a good way to start the second half.
Outside Butler. Down low, and stolen by Whiteside. Winslow dishes to Dragic. With some arc. It's hauled in by the Bulls. Rondo's got 3 rebounds so far in the game.
This offense's first miss after 3 straight makes to start the second half.
Nikola Mirotic, drafted as a late first-rounder, Clark, back in 2011. The Spanish star finally made his rookie debut in the NBA last season, and it was worth the wait.
It sure was, Kevin. I mean, once he started to get consistent PT, I mean, he was remarkable. Can run like the wind for a big guy, not that strong, but more aggressive than you'd think.
And back to Mirotic last season, per 36 minutes, he averaged 18 points, 9 rebounds. He was also a tremendous foul shooter for a rookie big and made the all-rookie first team, was second in Rookie of the Year voting. I mean, what more could you ask for?
Both shots good from the stripe.
And, you know, for Mirotic, his value extends to the defensive end as well. He did a surprisingly good job of racking up blocks and steals last season. You have to believe that if he improves his power and consistency, an all-star nod isn't so far off.
Yeah, saw some things that just weren't working for them and wants to make some adjustments.
Yeah, and no reason to wait around to do that, Greg. I mean, you might as well make those adjustments right away.
Second half of play, and we're 3 minutes into the third here. Here's Richardson. That's good. And the Heat lead by 9.
Everything going to plan here to start the third. 80% shooting thus far.
Dragic against Rondo. Here's Wade. And it's good, coming on the assist by Rajon Rondo. 14 points for Wade. Miami's gone 2 of 2 from long range in the third quarter so far. Bosh, a screen on Rondo. Feeds to Richardson. Heat moving the ball around. And it's Miami with another.
Boy, I tell you what, he's having one of those days where if he takes it, he makes it.
For Chicago, they've gone 3 of 5 to start the second half, developing a nice rhythm out there. Lopez a screen. Jumper off the screen. That's good, and the Heat lead is cut back down to 7 after the points coming from Dwayne Wade.
And he came off that screen, and the D just didn't get over the top of it.
Yep, weren't there in time enough to challenge Greg, and when that's the case, you can mark those up for him.
They set the pick. Lopez kicks to Wade. And it's Whiteside with the rebound. Whiteside's got his 7th rebound of the game with that last one. Here's Dragic. There's the dish to Whiteside. Can't get it to go. Good D by Wade. And here we go, the Bulls fast break. Rondo's running.
We've seen D. Wade getting it done. He's got 16 points, and the assist numbers tremendous.
His court vision is on par with anybody. I mean, he could not pass the ball any better than he is right now.
And some stats here, guys. The scoring breakdown for Miami.
Well, their passing has been picturesque, a thing of beauty in both halves. More than a few of their baskets have come off assists.
And they've also worked hard to get the ball inside. They haven't just settled. And they've hit a lot of high percentage shots in this game.
Gerald Green, he's checked in for the Heat. Both free throws good from Wade. Well, you look back at the 2015 Heat, and the injuries are what probably brought that team down. We can go from Chris Bosh with the debilitating blood clot on his lung and on and on and on. The loss, of course, which was not an injury, of LeBron James. There are a lot of moving parts with that team.
And that's a great point, Kevin. If you take any star off a team, things are going to get difficult. It was impressive that the Heat still managed to stay competitive once Bosh went out.
Now here's Wade following the miss by Chris Bosh.
You're not going to see that very often. Plenty of space, but he just, let's face it, he whiffs on that one.
Plenty of space. Bosh can't get that one to fall.
You know, Bosh was the big injury hit for the Heat, but they had a lot of other injuries as well. I mean, had to use 31 different starting lineups last season, and 20 different players started at least one game.
Now here's Dragic. He's got 5. Whiteside, the pass to Bosh. It's stolen by Wade. Now the feed to Mirotic. That falls. Nice feed that time from Dwayne Wade. And that's 13 points for Nikola Mirotic. The Heat leading by 4.
And injuries are something that you can't plan for, but you can prepare for them. And hopefully the Heat can avoid injury woes this season. If they can, they at least have players who have been through that struggle last year. And that bucket adds to what has been a big difference in points in the paint between the two teams.
Yeah, it's really been quite a contrast. I like the way they're attacking the middle at their offensive end.
And guys, Gerald Green looked to be out of the NBA at one point in his career, but since coming back from Russia, he has completely reinvented himself as a player.
And Miami making a change here. Stoudemire's checked in. Here is Rondo. He's got 5. Mirotic the screen. And it's Wade penetrating. Can't hit from in close. And for Gerald Green, and him reinventing himself, really was just known as a dunker before heading overseas.
You know, Kevin, he came back with a better shot and a better understanding of how to win as a player. Strange to think that there was a time that he couldn't find a way onto an NBA roster.
Here's Rondo after the made shot from Goran Dragic. Lopez sets a screen for Wade. Wade missing again.
Most of the time, that shot will go down. Or the defenders have to make sure they tag it.
Winslow with it. Wade picks him up. And it's sent back by Lopez. Rondo against Green. Lets a floater go. Wade for 3. The shot's good on the assist by Butler. Butler's got his 4th assist in this one.
Not too much respect shown to him by the defenders.
Green with a screen on Rondo. Wade brings the double team. And it's Bosh in the corner. And it's Miami with another.
Not surprised at all. He's shooting it well and scoring points in bunches.
Rondo dishes to Lopez. Outside Butler. To the inside. And Mirotic kicks to Rondo. That's good. Rondo's got 7 points in the game.
Some big points there. I mean, they got him on a nice play to get the ball right to the bucket.
And exactly what they're looking for down the stretch, Clark. Just more of the same.
And that's out of bounds. Miami will retain possession. Taj Gibson's checked in for Mirotic. Josh McRoberts is checked in for Miami. Wright comes in for Winslow. Miami leading by 5. Outside Dragic, 6 to shoot. He dishes it to Stoudemire. Drilled from 11 feet out. 6 points for him.
Beautiful feed off the bounce to his teammate there. Nicely done.
Outside Rondo. Lopez, a screen on Dragic. Rondo kicks to Lopez. Here's Gibson. The rebound by McRoberts.
Oh, that's terrific defense there. That's how you protect the rim.
Outside Dragic. Here's the screen. Wade brings the double team. The kick out to Wright. And again, Miami with the triple.
Of all the guys you want to leave open out on the perimeter, he is the absolute last guy on the list. Attention to detail. Know your personnel.
Now here's Lopez. He's got 10. Back to Rondo. Lopez, a screen on Dragic. Wade on the wing, guarded by Green. Great D that time from Green.
And that was a difficult shot from mid-range simply because the defense was engaged.
Yeah, and I think the quickness of the closeout really threw him off.
Now here's Stoudemire. He's got 6. Lopez over to help. Dragic the pass to Stoudemire. With the fadeaway. And Gibson sends it down. And they'll turn it over. Could not get off his shot. 24-second violation. Chicago making some changes. Portis, he's checked in for Lopez. Doug McDermott comes in for Butler. And it's Calderon in for Dwayne Wade.
Jose Calderon.
Bulls trail by 10.
Well, I think it's been said about 1,000 times now how Coach Spoelstra started as a video coordinator with the Heat, but he's been with the organization for so long, they are starting to become synonymous.
Miami's gotten the 3-ball working for them in the second half. They've hit 3 out of 3 shots from long range. There's the pick. Wright dishes to McRoberts. 6 to shoot, and the wide open shot from Green. Misses the 3. Chicago's gone 6 of 11 when they've taken the 3-point shot tonight. Very respectable. Gibson setting the pick for Rondo. Shot is good, and the Heat's lead is cut down now to just 6, and the basket from Portis.
Another bucket in the paint. That's something they just have not been able to stop today.
Yeah, the defense is all about disrupting timing and spacing, and what they've got going right now is not getting it done.
Now here's Stoudemire. And there's the whistle, fouled hard on the shot. He'll go to the line. Amari Stoudemire, with the change of scenery last season, was bought out by the Knicks, signed with the Mavs midway through the season.
That was the best thing to happen to Stoudemire, in my opinion, Kevin. He got to play playoff basketball again, and we know that wasn't going to happen in New York.
And for Stoudemire last year, served as a backup big for the Mavs and was still as efficient as ever.
I don't think Stoudemire will ever be what he once was, but he is a valuable big to bring off the bench for a contending team in limited minutes.
And the Heat making a change here. Richardson's checked in. And the second free throw, good.
And no doubt last season the Bulls were clearly preparing for the playoffs. They played their rookies but added a lot of playoff seasoned veterans to that roster.
Now here's McDermott. No scoring yet from him, but that's likely to change. Back to Gibson. He feeds it to Rondo. Goes up on the high post. Will not go. This is off the front iron. As you mentioned, the Bulls added veteran leaders last season. Pau Gasol was the notable one. 11 Bulls Clark had playoff experience prior to their postseason run a season ago.
And that's invaluable, Kevin, to have that kind of experience. I mean, having Gasol, 2-time champion in the locker room, big. as is having almost a dozen guys who understand the intensity and the details that playoff basketball requires.
Here's Rondo after Amari Stoudemire's bucket. Offside Rondo. Baseline try. Out of hand on it. And he recovers it. Misses off the right iron. And we've watched 3 so far in this one. It's the Heat up by 9. And time to step aside quickly, but we'll be back in no time with the start of the 4th quarter.
Yeah. I realize this. I realize this. Respect this here. Check. I realize.
And the final period of play just about to start. Miami leading by 9. Rajon Rondo is out there with Calderon. Then it's Taj Gibson. Then there's Mirotic. And it's McDermott in at the 3 slot. That's the 5 out there for the Bulls. Here's Rondo. Justice Winslow picking up that last bucket. The drive by Rondo. Can't get it to go. And it's Miami the other way.
And that'll increase their rebound advantage. They've definitely been winning that battle on the board.
You know what? No rebounds, no rings, and they've controlled the boards, and that's what's given them control of this game.
That foul gives him 4, so he's got to settle down a bit.
The Bulls making a switch here. Wade's checked in.
Coming on the floor for your Bulls, Dwyane Wade.
Calderon kicks to Wade. Gibson with the screen on Richardson. Out to the right wing. 5 on the clock. And some nice ball movement here by Chicago. Mirotic gets the bucket.
Nice pass. He got the ball right into his teammate's shooting pocket. On time and on target.
The Heat leading by 9. Inside. Here's Bosh. Nice pass. Led him to the rack perfectly for the layup. Bosh has got 28 points for the game. Now Calderon. To the wing on the left. Gibson against Whiteside. Here's Wade. Good. He's got 23.
And that's exactly what they need to do right now. I mean, just attack the basket. And, hey, if you get fouled, maybe you get some free throws out of it.
Now here's Green. Here's Bosh. And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact, and he'll shoot 2. And, of course, Chris Bosh has been such a prolific scorer and rebounder in his career. He's not quite in the 2010 category for his career. But, boy, Greg, he's close.
Yeah, I mean, good athleticism, that big wingspan, and not an overly physical player, but very instinctive on the backboard. And when it comes to scoring, particularly from that mid-range area, he can do it all.
Some changes for Chicago. Robin Lopez is checked in for Gibson. And it's Jimmy Butler coming in for Doug McDermott. Goran Dragic is checked in for Miami. And so Bosh nails both of them.
On the topic of Chris Bosh, I mean, guys, he was a 24-11 player his last season with Toronto. Went on to Miami to win rings where his stats dipped a bit with LeBron there. Then last season, his scoring average right back up to 21 a game.
Bosh, that's the pick for Dragic. Passes it to Bosh. And out of bounds as the Bulls gain possession.
You know, that's hard to explain, that play. I mean, I guess he thought he had more room than he did.
Second minute off the clock now in the 4th.
And talking about Chris Bosh, he was really ahead of his time when he first entered the league. I mean, very few power forwards back then had his combination of size, agility, and skill set. Now we're seeing a ton of 4s like that on draft night.
What a top-notch game he's having. He's gotten them in front, and it sure seemed like he's going to keep them there. All by himself, it looks like.
Outside Butler. Lopez a screen. Butler goes in, and Whiteside sends it back.
Just a solid performance on the interior. The rebounding has been off the charts.
Yeah, you look across the board, it's actually sizing up, shaping up to be a great game. I mean, strong performances throughout, and they've really been strong on the glass. This looks like a pregame shoot-around with all the threes they're allowing.
I don't know. There might be more defense in the warm-ups. Right now, these are just shooting game shots.
Lopez a screen to the paint and stolen by Whiteside. Dragic against Wade. Whiteside a screen. Wade brings the double team. Whiteside, good. Whiteside's got 23.
This is crazy. Every shot they're taking right now is finding the mark.
Literally every shot, partner. I mean, they just aren't missing.
The basket counts and one. They'll go to the line with a chance to make it a three-point play.
Great job of screening there. Nice job to take it to the rim and get the finish.
Really impressed with the way Jimmy Butler last season made big strides in his game, going from a supporting role player to someone you can build your team around.
And Jimmy Butler had the career highs across the board last season, won the Most Improved Player of the Year award, really picking up his production in his fourth season.
You know, we had seen the flashes of potential in Butler before. Last season, he sustained great play and really took everything to the next level. And the Miami Heat have finished in the top 2 spots or better in each of the years the big three were in town. Last season, that changed as they would end up 10th in that Eastern Conference.
2 shots.
That's good from Winslow. And for the Heat, once the bullies of the Eastern Conference, they had a lot of trouble keeping up with other Eastern Conference teams.
Kevin, they finished 25-27 against the rest of the conference, played under 500 against the East at home, which really negated their chances for the playoffs.
Rajon Rondo is checked in for the Bulls. So he makes 1 of 2 as the second one misses.
And really, the Bulls weathered a lot of injuries last season and still had a good showing in the East. Came away with the 3 seed when many thought they would sink down after missing so many games from key players.
Clock at 6. Lopez a screen. Butler goes in. That doesn't go either for Butler. Miami leading by 17. Winslow wide open. He fires. Chicago grabs the miss. Lopez has got 5 rebounds tonight. And the Bulls did end up with the 3rd seed in the East, 33 of their 50 wins last year, Clark, coming in the Eastern Conference.
But it wasn't an even distribution of those wins for the Bulls. Against their own division in the Southeast, they played 500 basketball. They got their good in-conference record from feasting on the Atlantic teams, taking 16 wins in 18 games against that division.
No one near Whiteside as he lets it go. Gets it to go from beyond the arc.
Just dialed in from the 3-point line in this 4th quarter.
Yeah, that's putting it mildly. I mean, they're putting a world of hurt on them with the triple.
Now here's Lopez. Back to Rondo. From the line, Chris Bosh with the rebound. Bosh has got rebound number 7 for him tonight. Bosh heads the pick for Dragic. To the middle. No good from Bosh. Bulls trail by 20. Wade kicks to Rondo. And stolen by Richardson. The pass to Dragic. Here's Winslow. And it's sent back by Lopez. Winslow, the pass to Whiteside. Richardson dishes to Bosh. Tries again. Takes a big high bounce and goes in. Bosh has got 35 in the game. For Chicago, they've gone 3 of 8 here in the 4th quarter. Lopez outside to the middle. Here's Wade. That's tipped. here's Dragic. Right side a screen. Down low. And he uses the glass on the layup. Whiteside's got 11 points here in just the second half.
They're consistently finding ways to get the ball inside and taking full advantage.
Pretty clear. It's smash mouth basketball. Pound that thing inside.
Lopez kicks to Wade. Fade away. Wade missing again.
Physically, there's no doubt they've been the stronger team. That plus 10 rebound advantage tells you all you need to know.
Yeah, not to mention what it says on the scoreboard. They're really pushing them around. Straight bully ball. Wow, unconscious has he been this quarter. They're riding that hot hand.
Outside Rondo. Pass to Wade. Mirotic, a screen on Richardson. The drive by Wade. Nice teamwork to set up the pick play and make the space for the J.
Boy, I love to see D. Wade shoot the ball.
Dragic with it. He's picked up by Rondo. Good ball movement here by the Heat. Richardson kicks to Winslow. Pass to Whiteside. Out left to the wing. Whiteside a screen. To the middle. Off the pick. And he comes off the screen and slams it through.
The one-hand slam is so sweet when it's his hand doing the slam.
Oh, yeah, he is so smooth, even on a power finish like that.
And really, that's what makes him unique, that combination of power and polish.
And that one's good by Lopez.
Very well executed pick to give him all kinds of space to get that one off.
Dragic kicks to Whiteside. It's Richardson on the wing. To the middle. Bosch in the post. Lopez is there. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot two right here.
Rajon Rondo, guys, really needs to operate in a system that's point guard centric. He needs the ball to be effective. Pushing it, driving, dishing. When he has to play off the ball, that's when trouble starts.
And for Rondo, he's almost a throwback at the point, fearlessly taking it to the hole, getting knocked down, and getting right back up to fight another round. The thing maybe against him right now is what kind of guy, influence, what is he like on a team, and how does he affect it?
That's a great point. And also nowadays in the NBA, there's more of a premium on shooting and spacing. So it's going to be up to Rondo to adjust to that new style. That's going to be the question. Can he make that transition?
Well said. He doesn't get the second one. Passes it to Portis. Has him against Lopez. And he throws it down hard with one hand.
And he bangs down the one hand.
Two very easy points right there for sure.
He'll take those all day.
Weber gets the bucket.
Their prowess inside has been tremendous, guys. I mean, it's been no contest down on the low block.
And until the defense puts up a little more resistance, they ought to continue to pound them down low. Oh, excellent interior D to force the miss.
His defensive ability is a big factor. I mean, there's no denying that.
Bosch, he's open. And a great assist by Weber as that one goes in. Bosch has got 40 points. For Chicago, they've gone only 6 of 14 from the field in the fourth. Here's Portis. He's covered by Bosch. Portis can't get it to go. Miami's gotten off to a great start from three-point range in the final quarter. They're a perfect 3 of 3. Bosch passes to Johnson. Here's Weber. And again, Miami with the triple.
The assist totals, Kevin, just continue to grow. They're way ahead in that category. Ball movement has been flawless.
Clearly just an example of a different mindset between these teams.
Lopez. It's stolen by Haslam. And it's the Heat on the break. Here's Wright. Finished off the break.
Excellent work there in transition.
Yeah, I think it's always better to go early in transition, to attack when it's there, because oftentimes you can beat the defense down the floor.
Now here's Rondo. Here's Lopez. Poked loose.
And how many extra possessions have they gotten because of that rebounding edge?
Well, it's been a bunch, and I think it's made the difference in the game. I mean, they've actually done a great job on the board.
Bosch against Lopez. And fouled hard that time. He'll get to the line and shoot two.
You know, Bosch is playing really well. He's got 10 rebounds and some big-time point production as well. He's doing all the things you can ask of a player in the low post.
Definitely. It's the blocks, the rebounds. You name it, he's done it.
2 shots.
The first free throw is good.
He's simply just willing himself to the line here.
Doug McDermott, he's checked in for Chicago. Brooks comes in for Rajon Rondo. Josh McRoberts is checked in for Miami. Green comes in for Johnson. Both free throws good from Bosch. Chicago's gone 6 of 11 when they've taken the three-point shot tonight. Very respectable.
2 minutes, 2-1.
Brooks against Weber. Over to the left wing. Dishes it to Brooks. Down to 5 on the shot clock. But they recover it. Valentine, guarded by Green. Brooks outside. They set the pick. Tries to snap the cold streak, and the jumper is on the mark.
A lot of space right there to get that shot off.
Not a very good job of the defender getting over the top of that screen in that particular play.
And one team is just completely outclassing the other tonight. Spirited performance, and it really ignited what is turning out to be a monster win here for Miami.
And this was one that never really was in doubt, I thought, Stephen Clark. An all-around dominant performance. Clark, and you kind of thought that maybe even going into the game.
I certainly did, and they just cracked it open and made it an NC. No contest.
Yeah, I like that.
A fantastic show. And what an amazing all-around game it was for Chris Bosh. It was the kind of game for him that all scorers dream of, where the basket seemed as wide as a barrel.
Weber dishes to Green. For 3. And again, Miami with the triple.
This is a serious game-clinching run they're on.
Yeah, I agree with you. Just not backing off here. I mean, they're looking to close this one out in style. What a time to have this kind of serve.
Now here's Brooks. McDermott, no one around him, trying to answer back, but that 3 is off the mark. And Wright kicks to Weber. 27 seconds left in the fourth quarter of this one. Stripped it away. Brooks, left side. McDermott with the screen for Brooks, and that one's good.
Wow, risky shot there size-wise, but the incredible skill that he possesses allows that one to go.
Well, the quick high release negated any height disadvantage he had right there.
And so Miami takes this one by a big margin. A resounding victory for them. And Greg in enemy territory, no less.
That's exactly right. But with the way they controlled the game and just completely took the crowd out of it, that's how to get it done on the road.
And now we'll send it down to Doris Burke, who's standing by courtside.
Chris, tell us a little bit about the philosophy behind your game and how this team works so well together.
Well, I mean, it's just energy and belief. It's the belief system. You know, we all work hard. I work extremely hard, and you know, when I can go out there and just play and don't think about it and play with energy, you know, good things happen.
Chris, congratulations. Kevin, over to you.
Thank you, Doris. Great interview once again. And that'll do it, folks. This is Kevin Harlan saying thank you for tuning in. So long.
The 2K Sports postgame show.
Thank you, Kevin. And now we get a chance to present our Jordan Player of the Game, Chris Bosh. Just a monster first quarter of the game. He came out hot and just never cooled down. That boost he gave his team early on, a huge factor.
He flat out dominated. I mean, you see the kind of plays he was making all over the court. This is the game, no matter who they put on him, he wasn't going to be denied. His offensive power was in full effect.
One thing that stood out to me was his contribution from deep. We know he can hit the 3 ball, but we saw him do a lot more damage than normal, and that really opened up the game.
And that'll do it for this edition of the NBA on 2K Sports. Hope you enjoyed the show. From myself, Kenny Smith, Shaquille O'Neal, Kevin Harlan, and the entire 2K Sports crew, Have a wonderful evening.